Welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Run the Plays. We're excited to have you.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, look, so I always like to start is how did you even get into real estate? Like, what were you doing
Oh, yeah.
before? I think I already know the answer. It's
Oh,
something
okay,
around
yeah.
fitness, but what were you doing before you got into real estate?
Well, what I was doing before I got into real estate was I was just being a mom and a wife. And then I went through a divorce and moved here from Oregon. And then I moved here and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? Basically, my kids were both in college. So then I just started networking like crazy and going to meetups. And
Good
I
for
actually
you.
really wanted to know where I wanted to invest my money. And so then I met a bunch of realtors and then I met Robert Kiyosaki. So he's the one really that like we kind of started hanging out and he invited me to come to his Rich Dad Poor Dad office and he would also like just drive me around town and show me all the buildings that he owns and like basically his whole life story like
Wow.
where
That
he
must have
got.
been interesting.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
yeah, it was super fascinating. Yeah. And then I invited him to a multifamily meetup and he picked me up in his Rolls Royce and we went and like had to park downtown and he was like, I wish you would have told me this was downtown because the
Did he still have the tires
parking.
on his car when he came out?
Yeah, it just like it was like kind of crazy and he was like very stressed about his
I
car.
bet.
So anyway,
How does he even focus
but
on the meeting when he's sitting there going,
yeah.
is my car still out there?
Yeah, but everybody was like so excited. They're like, "How did you get him here?" And I said, "I just asked him," and then they had him talk on stage, and everybody
Wow.
stood in line to like get his signature and stuff. I actually didn't even know like what a big deal he was until we started to hang out, and then everywhere we went, like people were like, "Can I take my picture with you?" and all this stuff. And
Mm,
then as I got more into real estate, I was like, "Oh wow, he's kind of a big deal."
yeah. What a cool story.
Yeah,
That's fascinating.
yeah.
So where
So.
did you end up investing your money?
I actually invested my money in multifamily apartments with Rise 48.
Okay. So is it
So
still in there?
it is.
Okay,
It
nice.
is still in there.
Good.
Yeah, because like basically like once I got into it, the rates like went up.
Hmm.
And so it's just kind of like more of a long-term
Right.
thing, but probably within
It's
like
hard to refi and get your money out of those now.
yeah,
Hmm.
so probably within the next like year and a half or something like that. So
Hmm.
we'll see.
But you're still getting, is it quarterly distributions that they pay
You
out?
still get like monthly
Oh, monthly.
distributions.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
then from
yeah.
there, you said, all right,
So
cool. I'm
then I
going to
was
go
like,
get licensed and do the whole
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, basically I was like, I'm just gonna like get my license and actually at first I was gonna be a transaction coordinator. That was kind of my plan. And then I was like, no, I like people too much.
I was going
I
to say,
was like,
how could you be the behind the scenes person when you're so much, from what
yeah.
I've heard so far, is on front of
Yeah.
the scene, networking groups, get out there,
Yeah,
right?
totally. So I just, I was just like, oh, maybe I'll do that. And then, yeah, I got my license. I was like, no, I just, yeah, want to be with people and all of that. So then I just interviewed like three teams and then decided to join a team.
Hmm.
So I joined Aaron Etheridge team. I was on that team for like 2.5 years. And then I switched over and now I'm on Alex Pruitt's team.
Okay.
So,
What was the switch?
like why?
Yeah.
Um, I think Erin's team was like really growing and she was bringing on like a lot of new agents and I think I just like wanted more of like a smaller team.
Like
More
more attention.
support, yeah, more
Hmm.
attention, I would
Okay.
say. And also the team was in like based out of Chandler,
Hmm.
and I'm in Central Phoenix right now.
Okay.
So Alex's team is in Scottsdale.
Hmm.
It's just closer for me,
Hmm.
and yeah. So I feel like I loved my team with Aaron. I loved like I learned a lot and all of that, and that was great for a season. And then it was just like time for me to make a change.
Cool. So where do you get the majority of your business from right now?
I would say majority is like open houses and social media a little bit too, for sure. So, and then Sphere. But yeah, I'm really trying to like, I really, I really like it through social media. So I'm really wanting to like grow in that
And what are you doing on
area.
social media that's getting you to get the clientele from there?
I think it's just like videos of like houses and putting
So the house
out.
tour videos and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those and even just like my reels and stuff. Different things, engaging with people. Um,
Do you have a
yeah.
like a certain flow that you follow? Like, hey, I'm gonna post one reel a week, or
No, I
do you
mean
have any sort of
I
rhythm?
did have that for a long time, and then I started a protein ball business, and so with my daughter, so that kind of like kind of interrupted that flow. So, but I'm really wanting to like get back to it.
Okay, let's talk about
Um,
that. So how
yeah.
did that come about?
So, my daughter's position was like no longer. She was a leasing professional. Um,
Like apartment leasing?
it was for like townhomes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the Biltmore.
Hmm.
And so right after that, I was like, why don't we just start our protein ball business? We've been talking about it
I was
for
gonna say
like a
that didn't
couple
just come out of
years.
blue. Okay.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a couple years,
All right.
yeah.
Well, but
And
so is
yeah.
that because you've been making them yourselves?
So I've been making granola bars like in a pan for years. I don't even know how long. And which just was like basic ingredients, oats, peanut butter, chocolate chips, honey. Yeah. So anyway, I've been making that for
Whipping out the
years. Like,
recipe.
and I would, yeah. And I know the measurements, whatever. But then, and I would always eat them like before I go work out, after I go work out, whatever. It was just like easy to grab.
Hmm.
So then Carly worked for a meal prep company and they made protein balls.
Okay.
And so then we were kind of like, oh, like this is like we could do this. Like
Oh, I love
we
that.
should do that,
Yeah.
like it would be fun.
Hmm.
So we kind of like started to dream about it.
Hmm.
And then whatever, fast forward, she ended up like she didn't have a job, for a minute. And then that's when I was like, we should just like start this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So super fun. And we just like literally just started rolling like the next weekend. Our pickle and chill, which is like our pickleball community, he was like, hey, do you guys want to like come to our event? It was at Sandpiper Park in Scottsdale. And we literally just like borrowed a table, bought a tablecloth, like made some peanut butter balls
Awesome.
and just showed up. Yeah.
That's great.
And I think Carly came up with the name Protein Bliss Balls. And that was it. So then we just like have been doing like events.
How long has this been going on for?
So it's literally been going on since December
Okay.
of
And do you
2024.
bring
So
these to your open houses? Like
I have just started bringing them to my open houses. Yes.
I just think like especially when you talk social, like social's just got to be. It's not like there's business and there's personal. It's just mixed up, right? So
Yeah,
it's like I'm going
totally.
to the gym. I'm making my peanut butter balls.
Yeah.
I'm touring a listing. It's
Yeah.
all it commingles.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. And we're in like gyms now. We're in the track, which is downtown Phoenix, the track club, and then we're also at TG
Mm-hmm.
in Scottsdale, and we were in Glory Gaines for a little bit, but like not quite
Oh
enough
yeah.
traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Oh,
so we're
because if
just
they're not
kind
selling
of
enough, then obviously there's no turnover, so it doesn't make
yeah,
sense to
it's
store
just
them there.
like yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
because
yeah.
it's got to be refrigerated.
It's got to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're fine if they're not refrigerated, but they're just better and
Mm-hmm.
they last
I
longer.
agree. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But also the
Yeah.
gyms have to have that prepared
You have
too.
to have like a refrigerator. Yeah.
So
For sure.
now is your daughter like literally like 90%? That's what she's doing right now.
Yeah. Like she does that most. Yeah. I mean, I do a lot with that as well. I also
Mm-hmm.
make them and we just started like shipping them and we're gonna like roll out subscriptions and stuff like that. So,
Wow. Like creating like Shopify account
oh,
kind
yeah.
of.
No, we have one.
Okay.
Yeah. We have one. We have a website.
That's fantastic.
And we're like in the process of like rebranding. Yeah.
What's the rebrand?
We're just like adding some color, stuff like that. Just
Okay.
kind of
Name
like,
stays the same.
yeah, the
Just
name stays the
logos
same.
and
Just like
stuff.
fixing up the packaging and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And then are
Yeah.
there different like is there a lot of flavors to choose from?
right
or
now we
you
just
keep it
have
small?
4 flavors. So Reese's, coffee, M&M, and sprinkles.
Nice.
Yeah. But we can go a million directions. There's so many flavors.
Yeah, but don't you find like I watch enough Shark Tank? Like,
Yeah.
that when people get 2, like 4 is good, they go to 8, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
their sales drop because there's too
Oh,
many choices.
totally. It's
know?
like I think of In-N-Out. They have like very simple menu.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like if it's like too many choices, people are like, I I don't know what to do.
But at the same time, you run like seasonal contests or something like that.
Totally.
Like, hey guys, it's it's whatever, Halloween. We're gonna do pumpkin spice for a month or two. Right?
Yeah.
And you just spur
Totally.
some extra kind of sales.
Yep.
Or you do contests. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
we're looking
Yeah.
for suggestions for our 5th flavor.
Oh, yeah. That's a good
Right?
idea.
And now you get engagement from the crowd.
Yeah. Totally. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think just mingle in the business. But I'd love to see you getting more business from that in regards to real estate. So I'm the real estate
know.
person that's doing the protein balls.
Yeah.
Right? Not
for
just,
sure.
oh, here comes Tammy into the gym. She's,
I know.
slinging, you restocking
Yeah.
and networking a little bit, but they don't
Yeah.
go, oh, hey, she does real
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
So when they tie together, I don't want to be going to the pickle club and them thinking I'm the protein person. I want them knowing I'm the real estate person
I know.
because way
Yeah.
more margin on there.
I know. Yeah, for sure.
So how do you do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Like, do you?
I know. I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah. Really,
mean,
essentially, I'm like, how do I combine these so that I can grow in like both areas, really,
Do both of your?
Yeah.
I noticed your Instagram
Uh-huh.
had the bliss in it, but does the bliss tie to your real
Oh,
estate at all?
no.
I wonder if you start doing those videos like from your open houses that you're
Right,
there,
and you
those
combine.
videos
Well,
are
that's a good
on your
idea.
bliss page.
Yeah.
Right, that way when I go to when someone falls to that page because they went to
Yeah.
the gym,
That's true.
they grab the thing, they scan the QR code, or sometimes, and then they're following that page. Then they'll
Right.
get to your other page. Because
Yeah.
right now, obviously, I can go to your
It's
page and it
true.
gets me to that page. But how do you get
Right.
from that page back to your page?
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've just been like, yeah, how do I do that,
Uh-huh.
How do I combine it? I mean, I have a friend who has a listing in Scottsdale, so I might be doing like his broker open this week, unless he might have 2 cash buyers, so we're kind of seeing. But
Still take backups.
I know, yeah. So we'll see. But I'm like, that would be cool to, do the balls there, and then also, I don't know. I don't know,
Yeah.
trying to figure it
Do you
out.
ever think about partnering with other places? Like, I always think of events like you go to the gym and I'm going to do
Yeah.
something with, like One Stop Nutrition and say, hey guys,
Right.
why don't you guys bring the smoothies and I'll bring the protein balls? Like something that doesn't
Yeah.
compete but brings value both ways.
Totally.
Do you ever think
Yeah.
about partnering up with?
Well, yeah, we do events all the time. So like this last Saturday it was with Saturday Market, and then Pickle and Chill,
Wait, did you go to
Chill
the
Wagon.
Oh.
Anyway,
there was a pickle and Pilates with a purpose.
right.
This weekend. I didn't get to go.
Well, we almost went to that, but
Okay.
again, we have so many
Uh-huh.
events, and people are asking us now a lot.
Yeah.
So
Good.
we have to say no sometimes because we just can't do all of it. Plus I'm also trying to do open houses and
Right.
real estate.
Yeah.
So I'm
Which
just
prime
trying to.
time is the weekends when
I
these
know, and prime time is going to be April.
events are right.
So yeah, Alex is like, you guys,
Because
let's
then it's
go.
gonna get hot.
Yeah,
And you can't.
exactly.
I can't do the outside events for the
Totally.
peanut butter balls, but I can
Yeah.
do open houses.
I know. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, it's something
Yeah.
to think about. I just love that you have 2
Yeah.
things going on.
I
just think
know.
about the marketing aspect of how do I
know.
intertwine those together because
Yeah.
you're in front of a lot of people, especially at the
I
pickleball community.
know. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
How long you been pickleballing?
Probably since, let me think. I mean, I really got into it like once I got here. And I've lived here almost 4 years in July.
Wow.
So,
okay. That's a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah. So I probably I don't know, maybe I got into it like a year into living here.
How often do you play?
So, well, right now I was playing, once or twice a week, and honestly now it's not. It's kind of just like when I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have plenty of groups that do it all the time, but I just can't always do it
It's hard.
because
You're running 2
I'm
businesses.
working a lot. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
also have another little side job too. So,
Oh, wait, what is it?
just I work at Pillar. It's like athletic wear.
Oh.
So yeah,
Is that like,
it's at the Biltmore.
okay, like at a shop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I just work there like 1 or 2 days a week.
Do they sell the
Also-
bliss balls?
No, I could sell them there. So, we've thought about it. Like we're thinking about starting to get little refrigerators and have them wrapped,
Oh.
with the Protein Bliss Ball
Right?
brand or whatever.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
I know.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like having a billboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
Gosh, what
So
would
many
be
ideas.
I know we like talking about real estate, but I also like talking about like fitness and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I
but I
mean,
like when it
fitness is so fun.
intertwines. Yeah. So we were talking earlier about your fitness schedule. So you used to be like
Yeah,
early morning all the time. Now
totally.
it's just get it
Like,
in when you can.
yes. So I used to like work out literally like first thing in the morning. I mean, when my kids were little, I would go at like 4 in the morning, just so I can get a workout in. And it was just always in the morning. Like if I didn't work, I'd always say, if I don't work out in the morning, then I'm not going to work out. And then now it's just, I've just had to change, because I just can't always work out first thing in the morning. Sometimes like I need to do other things,
Yeah.
So now I will work out like in the afternoon or in the evening. It's not my preference, but yeah, I think I just have more energy naturally in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'd rather go to sleep earlier, but I'm kind of in this stage right now where I'm like staying up a little bit later and sleeping until like 7, which is kind of late for me, but
you get the sleep, right?
but I need sleep too.
It's a struggle, right? Because it used to
Yeah.
be, all right, wake up early and fasted. I go work out, I get
Yeah.
it done. I feel motivated. And
Totally.
And then you hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then now it's like, all right, well, I can get the extra sleep, get the recovery, and then
Yeah.
go a little later.
Yeah.
And then I always struggle with is it better to like eat, you eat good during the day? Are you going to have a better lift?
Right. Oh,
Because
right.
you have all
Right.
this energy on board.
Right.
So I always had this mental thing, but now it's like, just
I
get it in
know.
when you can. Or I had the
Yeah,
stigma of
literally.
if I work out too late, then you're gonna be kind of wired and not have a good
Yeah.
night's sleep.
True.
I'm like,
Yeah.
but that's
I
me
know.
working out at like 10 at night. Like
I
if you're working
know.
out at like 5 or 6, and
Yeah.
you get a good meal, you hang out,
Yeah.
relax, you decompress a little,
Yep.
you'll be fine sleeping.
Yep.
And then you sleep into your 7 and then
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, now though, I just am like,
Just get it in.
whenever, just get it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I just need to get it in.
Well, and
Yeah.
with your flex schedule, I mean, you could
Yeah.
have an appointment right after this and then
Yeah.
have a break and say,
Yeah.
all right, I'm going to go hit the gym
Yeah.
because then I can do some follow-ups later.
Totally.
After.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like you couldn't be halfway through the workout and someone's like, hey, I really want to see this house. And you're like, great, I'll see you in 30 minutes. Like, great. Like,
Yeah.
Or I'm in an appointment right now, I'll see you in 45.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I do things a lot in my gym clothes.
Let's talk about your workouts. Like, are your workouts
yeah.
like weights? Are they cardio? Are they intervals, hypertrophy?
I would say like right now, I only do like 10 minutes of cardio, like when I go to the gym, and then pretty much I'm just like doing weights the whole time. So most of my cardio is just like going on walks or pickleball or stuff like that, or like go on a hike, but I don't do like a ton of cardio. I would say it's mostly walking. I mean, I do probably walk like usually at least once a day, sometimes twice, depends. But I love walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's
I mean,
nice to get it, especially
I
with
just
this
like
weather.
it.
It's good to get it
I
in.
know right now it's
Yeah.
like so nice. So
How'd
I
you even get
love it.
into the fitness?
I just started like going to the gym. Like in college, I was like strictly run. I would only run, so
Is this Westmont?
Westmont College.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good job. Yeah.
Santa
So
Barbara?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a nice school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I would go to the beach, lay out, go on runs, and then when I graduated from Westmont, I think is when I like kind of sort of started, like I had friends who were going to the gym and I was like, the gym. Like I hadn't really like, it was just like so new for me, and then I got married when I was 24 and I like really started going to the gym. That's when I really started going.
Did he go to the gym? Like, did
He
kinda
tried
get
to
you
go
in?
to the gym, but he didn't love the gym.
Okay.
So pretty much like he went like sporadically throughout the years, but like he just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really like it.
So he
So
didn't get you into it. You were trying to get him into it.
I was trying to get him into
okay.
it. Yeah.
Alright.
Like but that he doesn't like it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So so that's when I started. So I was like 24 when I
Wow.
really started like and then I started noticing like a change in my body.
Mm.
And so I was like, "Oh, I really like this."
Did you ever do any competitions or anything?
No. I mean, people ask me that all the time because I mean, there were times where I had like really low body fat, you know, and I just was like so toned or whatever. And because I would work out like 2 hours a day, you know, for a long time. Yeah. Like I don't do that now, but, yeah, I think I just was so afraid of it losing because I love it that I didn't want it to lose. Like I didn't want it to be something that I had to do. I wanted to do it because I wanted to do
enjoy
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And enjoy the feeling after.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just, yeah. So, yeah. So I never did a competition.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I mean,
I
you
just
say
love
lean, so and obviously knowing you're in the nutrition space, so you know diet and food.
Yeah.
I saw you thinking about no seed oils, and
Right.
so you're
Yeah.
like super nutritious.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And which is why our protein balls have no seed oils, gluten-free, organic, like all that stuff because I eat them.
Right.
So I
love
care
that.
about what goes in my body.
Yeah. Now, does your daughter work out?
She does. Yeah. And she just kind of finally started like probably a couple years ago. She didn't, I mean, she used to just like run and walk too. And so finally,
got her in.
Yeah, I finally got her to come with me. So it's very fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because for a long time she just didn't want to, you know. But
all right, let's get back to real estate.
Yeah,
so
let's get back
on
to
the
real
open
estate.
houses, I always like to talk about in terms of like playbooks. So what does it look like when you do a success? What's a successful open house look like? You set it up.
Yeah, set it up. Got your signs and all that.
How many signs?
Huh?
How many signs you put out?
I like to put out like 8 to 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I just like to be like prepared and have, sometimes I have flyers, sometimes I don't, to be honest. Yeah, I don't.
Or the flyer about the property?
Yeah, about the property. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I don't. I don't know. So sometimes I'd rather just like send them a link.
It's a better way to maybe possibly capture their information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like a game.
Kind of play with it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see the most of? Like, do you see, you know, you are able to get people's information more when you're like, oh, here, I ran out of flyers. Let me send you the link. Or,
honestly,
oh, I don't have any information. It's all digital. I save trees.
I know. Yeah. But honestly, I feel like I get the most like contact and then closings on like having like a sign-in sheet.
Really?
Yeah.
I think people are just used to it.
I just feel like I feel like it's just easier for me. I don't know what it is, but like I feel like I don't feel as awkward, you know, just like, hey, can you like sign in and also like let me know what you think about the house, you know, and all that. But I don't know. For me, for some reason that seems to like work the best. And then I have their stuff and then I can follow up and
I like keeping it simple. Like,
what'd
you think about the house? What'd you think about the price?
That's
it.
Yeah.
Just two simple questions.
Totally.
And then you say like, hey, I know that my seller would really appreciate the answer to these 2 questions. Would you be open to answering those for me? Like, or for the seller. And it makes it just unassuming. It's not, can you fill out my questionnaire? And I don't know. It's a game.
No, for sure.
You guys play it every time. And it's frustrating when I can't get people's information because it's impossible to follow up.
It is. It's so frustrating. I mean, and I do like, obviously, like I try to like gauge people a little bit also. 'Cause some people are just like, you know, they don't look at you.
They keep pushing.
They don't want, I'm not going to like, I don't know. I still like it to be somewhat organic. I mean, I really only want to work with people that want to work with me.
Yeah.
I don't really want to like, force somebody to, you know.
What's that follow-up look like? So someone, you know, they were engaging, they were really nice, they did leave their information for you. You did it on a Saturday afternoon. When's the next follow-up for you? I
mean, usually I will follow up that day.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I always just like, hey, nice to meet you, you know, yada, yada. So I'll just at least say something.
Cool.
And then
when's the next follow-up?
And the next follow-up is still going to be within like a couple, 2 to 3 days.
Nice.
You know.
Good. Like Monday?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Just whatever.
What'd you normally
you
say?
know.
Like, so let's say you messaged them Saturday, thanks for coming to my open house, and they didn't reply.
Yeah.
So that, and then Monday you go to reach out again. What does that look like?
Well, sometimes it just depends on what they were like, what I learned from them. I'm trying to like get better at like listening to what they have to say and like what's like important to them, you know? Because sometimes I just have people who are thinking about listing their home and they're just coming in to like look at the home in the area and just see what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll
just competition.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like that happened a lot. the other weekend.
I was doing that this morning. Two doors down from my house went up, and I'm like, what'd they put it up for?
Yeah.
And then I'm looking, and then I go in the house, and I'm like, and I'm scrolling through all the pics, and I'm like,
yeah,
mine's a little nicer than that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could get more.
Yeah.
And mine's newer.
Totally. Yeah. And I definitely feel like
people do that.
People totally do that. Yeah. And also like I'm learning that they really want to know about like all the houses in the area also. So I'm trying to, well, I am starting to get into door knocking also before the open house, which is like new for me. I never really did that.
Okay.
But
Are you doing these
alone?
Knowing,
huh?
Do you do these alone?
I try to have somebody come with me. But sometimes I do them alone. But I definitely had like an experience that did really scare me. So I try not to do them alone.
I was just talking this morning again with my title guy, Anthony.
Yeah.
He's like, we're bringing in a guy to do realtor safety, like
that's
specific for realtor. Idea. My background's martial arts and fitness, right? So I ran a martial arts school forever. And I think it's just super important, but especially for the ladies.
Yeah.
Don't do them alone.
I know.
If you're gonna do it or have to do it alone, then there's just certain things that you gotta do to protect yourself.
I know. I just have like
awareness.
Mace now, but
yeah, we did a taser safety class.
Oh yeah,
with a gentleman.
See, that's a good idea.
Yep. So we should probably do that maybe in tandem with the other one. I just think it's just super important.
I know. Yeah. No, I do too, because it's like it's scary.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was one I saw a video the other day where the agent was like a little bit kind of freaked out, and two guys showed up, and you could tell they weren't,
totally
looking at the house, and so like she made her way out of the house.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, I'm just gonna check my husband. Will be right back.
Oh.
Right. So said that, and then made it outside, smart. And then the guys leaving. When they left, she snapped the pic.
Yeah.
And then when you zoomed in on the pic, he had a knife in his back pocket.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
So it was like, okay, but that's just like you, like,
I know,
man, like,
it's scary.
It's scary.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I had this guy come in too, and he had a backpack and was upstairs for a long time, and I was like, what is he doing? So I finally was like, hey, like, what are you doing? Are you okay? I mean, I wasn't going to go up there.
Right.
But he's like, yeah, just on my phone. I'm like, on your phone? I mean, it was super small up there. Anyway, and then he came down and just went right out the door. Some guy drove up and picked him up. And I actually tried to video and I didn't get it on video. It was anyway, but it scared me to death.
Weird.
Yeah. And also when he came in, he locked the door.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Scary.
Like, yeah.
It's scary.
It's scary.
And the only way to be prepared for those things is to run through scenarios with people like that. So that you're a little more comfortable, right? Not like like that's the thing is the fight versus flight. You get paralyzed with stuff.
I know.
And now you're even more of a victim versus knowing
like
that's my escape route.
Totally.
If they do that, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely I won't like follow them upstairs or anything like that anymore.
So there's certain things you just have
just
these
be
rules.
by the door. Yeah.
Smart.
Basically.
Okay. All right. So now the open houses, we got that.
Yeah.
You also said like sphere and networking and stuff. So what does that look like for that other pillar of your business?
Yeah. Well, my sphere is just staying in contact with people. I mean, and then talking to them about the market.
Well, when you say staying in touch with people, like how do you stay in front of them? How do you
I mean, I definitely think social media is huge. I mean, I'm connected to most everyone that I know, I would say.
And so is that like intentionally you going like and seeking them through the feed and you're going into their stuff going, hey, I better check and see what Megan's doing this week?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely do. I definitely look at people's stories and all that kind of stuff like all the time. So just to like kind of just keep up with like what's going on, in people's lives.
And then will you then message them there, or will you then take it to a different, like then you'll go and text them or call them?
Yeah.
Or?
I mean, yes, I will text them. I'm trying to get better about calling. I think I get overwhelmed by all the phone calls. So I definitely
you would have to make
that I do make.
Yeah.
And then also with like protein meal business too. Like it's just like a lot of communication, Yeah.
So it's
I think I'm just trying
to send a text and be like, hey,
I would say it's
Disney.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a little bit easier, I mean, I still have my mom all the time going, how come you never call me? So I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry, I have a lot going on.
Maybe you should put in your calendar. It's a reminder to call Mom.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely think I do tend to text more.
No, I'm just curious because, sometimes taking them off the platform, right? So you saw something on their story, or
Yeah.
maybe you liked it or said something, but
Totally.
then you then go, no, I'm going to call him on that one. Or I'm
I
going to text him.
know.
Or
Yeah.
hey, congrats, I saw you posted about the baby coming in August.
I know.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Take it to a different platform because maybe you just get drowned out because in the DMs
I know.
that they got congrats or whatever, and then you sent the text.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Or you did.
Yeah.
Or you did.
Sometimes
you picked
I
up
do.
the phone.
Sometimes I do send cards.
Well, I like that.
So. Yeah.
It's just a multi-pronged approach of follow-up to where you're just top of mind. Like there's just no other option but to call you with a real estate question.
I know.
But how do you pleasantly stay in front of them rather than I'm just going to call them every Monday?
I know.
You can't do that.
mean, for me, I definitely try to. I want it to be more organic. Like my buyers that just closed in November, they're like updating their whole house or renovating it, and I think about them. So then I just like try to reach out like when I'm thinking about people.
There you go.
So it's just like, how's it going? Like because I care. I'm like wondering like what's the renovation look like? What's this? Whatever. So
yeah, but it's the people that maybe don't come to your mind.
I know. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That I just need to make sure I have a list.
Yeah, totally.
There's a list, and I'm going through it
for sure.
Quarterly. Yeah. Twice a year minimum.
Yeah.
Just
just
to stay in front of them all.
Yeah.
The people that are like different than Sphere clients that you closed on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the anniversary call.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
That check-in call is good.
Yeah.
Doing some sort of a client party. You invite them. Some of these things you're doing, like pickle in the park. Yeah, invite your clients to it.
That's true.
Hey, I'm doing this event. Maybe you'll come out.
Yeah.
You didn't buy their ticket. You didn't pay for their food. You're just inviting them to come out to the whatever park you're going to this weekend.
That is a good idea. Yeah.
Or hey, we're at the indoor pickle park because it's so hot out.
Yeah.
And we're doing this huge event on Saturday. You should come out and see me and my daughter.
Yeah. No, it's a good idea.
Again, you're just
a good idea.
I'm just commingling the stuff together to make it easier.
Yeah.
Because I'm already doing the event anyways.
I know.
So what if touching your entire database and your Sphere was part of your prospecting?
That's true.
And it could be an email. It could be a text. It could be a phone call. It could be a blend.
Yeah.
It can't be hey, I posted on social, invited people to come, and I know that every single one of my clients saw it.
Right. Yeah. Because they don't.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
like
no,
the algorithm
for sure.
just takes over.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only people I know see my stuff are the ones that do say something about my stuff. They do like it or they do comment on it. Other than that, I don't know if you saw my stuff.
I know.
I just don't know.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So
that's true.
the forced outbound activity that you're doing, the handwritten note, the text message.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, for you, it just popped into my head. I'm like, man, if you're already doing these events anyways, you might as well invite them.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. And I have not really started like emailing people.
Do you have them all? Is it in a CRM somewhere or Excel?
Well, since I switched teams, like I was using Follow Up Boss, and then now I'm switching over to Lofty. But I was trying to stay with. I don't know. I have them all, but
use one of them.
I'm trying to figure out like which one I've kind of been in this like, okay, which one am I gonna use? So.
I mean, if I can make a suggestion, pick one.
I know. No, I know.
They say the best CRM is the one you use.
I know. Yeah.
Well,
for sure.
The one you use is the one that's easiest. So Follow Up Boss is obviously easy. You've used it. Lofty, though, does have some cool stuff. So if you were going to use those things, then I would.
And, well, I think it's just like my new team uses Lofty. And so I think that Alex, does stuff in there. So
why don't you sit with one of the team members that's really good with Lofty and say, hey, can I watch you work at this thing for like 15 minutes and see if I want to do it?
Yeah.
Because usually I say, hey, book a demo with the CRM. They'll do a 30-minute Zoom with you to demo their product. But you could just get in with someone on your team and say, hey, Vanessa, can I hang out with you like 15, 20 minutes? You're really good with this. Can I just watch what you do? And she'll show you all the cool aspects, how it applies. And then say, all right, I'm in. Or, I like mine better.
I know.
And just pick one.
Yeah.
Because the procrastination is stalling me from communicating with my database.
Sure.
I can't send a market update. I can't talk about, we were just talking about the down payment assistance program.
I know.
I can't email them about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Well, so we were talking about that, right? So the down payment assistance, like the one we talked about 2 weeks ago, is already
it's already gone.
It's already
I can't
gone.
even believe that.
Yeah, we have another one
That's
where
wild.
you give you give $10,000 and they give you 25 to match.
Okay, give
So borrower gives 10 grand.
Okay.
For a down payment.
Okay.
Bank's fund gives you 25.
Oh wow.
And up to another 25 for different criteria.
Oh wow.
Well, they just sent an email that said funds are running low.
Already?
Because people jump on these programs. So my whole thing when we were talking was like, you got to get your borrowers going, and whether they use that program or even if it goes away, they're in position for when the next program comes out.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Or if it doesn't work, then they just go the traditional route. Like I have someone right now that they're like, well, I might be able to do that. I'm like, if you go under contract, we can reserve the funds. If you don't go under contract, here's your other option. And the other option is still okay, but they didn't get like the 25 grand.
Yeah.
Right? And it's 5 years forgivable. So if they stay in the home 5 years, the 25 is forgiven. It's like free money.
Oh.
Right?
Wow, that's cool. Yeah.
So, but that happens to us all the time. You're going to just find Arizona gets a lot of down payment assistance and grant funds, and they just run through them because you can't replenish them enough.
Got it.
I mean, if I was to tell you that there was an investment where you could put 10 in and get 25
out
instantly, would you do it?
I would do it.
I would do it. And that's what people are doing.
Do it.
That's what these people are doing. And that one has a high, the other one that we talked about had was like 120,000 income,
yeah.
This one goes up to 140.
Oh, wow.
So you can make more money and still get this grant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I like this.
This is all sorts of stuff.
There's so many things.
But it just goes to marketing, right? So my marketing, my bliss balls, or my marketing my event, or my marketing, a loan program. It's just all marketing. And whether it's an email or it's social or it's a text or it's a DM, you're figuring out some platform to, or all, to shoot it out at.
Yeah.
What's next for you? I know you got a lot going on. What's next?
Do. What's next?
Yeah. Is it I know you're going through a rebrand over here.
Yeah.
What's new?
I mean,
are you doing anything more with the real estate stuff in regards to I'm adding something else, or is it?
No.
I'm just keep doing what I'm doing.
I think I'm just like grinding. I'm just grinding right now. So yeah, I think I'm just really trying to figure out I don't know. I'm just trying to focus on both of them, to be honest, and really work hard.
Simple, right? I'm doing open houses. I'm working on my sphere.
And social media.
Just get a little bit better in each one of those things. Yeah. But the social ties into both.
It does. And so I think, like, for me, social media has been a journey. Like I would not be on video. Like, I just wouldn't do it. So I've come a long way.
You've come a long way.
Yeah. I mean, at least like I'll do it and I'll talk and whatever, so I'm just trying to like push myself to do more videos, honestly, and just be out there and like not really care if I look perfect or whatever. I mean, it's just hard, with social media. I think you're so hard on yourself.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Who you are. You were already going to all these networking events. So isn't that the same as doing a video?
I know. I don't know why it feels different.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't feel different. Like, I'm just trying to, this is how I talk to myself. I'm like, I look how I look. I sound how I sound.
I know. Totally. I don't know what it is, but I'm learning like to just, because all the time my daughter's like, can I post this? Like whatever. And sometimes I'll look at it and I'll be like, I really hate that.
You should tell her to not ask you anymore.
I know, but a lot of times I'm just like, just post it, like whatever.
Look, you set up a booth with your tablecloth and you put up things, and perfect strangers walk up to your booth.
Right.
How is that different than me posting a video with perfect strangers walking up to their phone?
I know.
Right?
I know. I don't know.
I know. I'm just trying to get in your head.
I don't know what it is. It's just like, you're just like, oh, I don't like that, or whatever. But
because it's like you're looking at it as a third party, right? Versus when you're at the booth, people are just coming up. You're like,
totally. And I'm like, whatever. It's fine.
Because you're not watching it.
I know.
Because it's live.
Because you just don't want to watch yourself. I don't know.
I get it.
Does anybody? I mean, some people do. My daughter likes to be on video.
Yeah.
So.
I just for me, it's just the best way to put out the information. If there was something else that came out that was better, I would do that. But it's the best way to put out and communicate. And it's like
true.
A free billboard.
I know. I know. It's like your own channel.
Like
you have your own channel.
time and money to put down. Right. You're putting time and money to set up the booth and put up the top and throw it on stuff and have all these conversations where you can be like, I'm going to shoot a free video.
I know.
And it goes crazy. Out to even more people.
I know. It's
But
really
the answer is
crazy.
do both, right? Do the live events and do the social.
Yeah.
And get a little bit better at all of it.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, I'm so happy you came on today.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to the next one. Yeah, thank you.